Hello! Welcome to VLOGMAS, Day 4. I'm Nancie McDermott, and this is my kitchen in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and I am celebrating VLOGMAS this year for the first time. VLOGMAS is an online media celebration. It's a challenge for people who are doing content creation online, like YouTube, that's me, Facebook, Instagram, videos, other streams, other ways of live streaming. It is you make a promise to yourself to go live every day in December. Some people do it until December 24th. Some people do it until December 25th, Christmas. And some people do it all the way through December to the 31st. That's what I'm going to do. First I was going to do the 25th, and then I thought, you know what? It's December. And besides, if you follow me at all, you know I'm big on the 12 days of Christmas, which don't even start until Christmas Day. Did you know that? The first day of Christmas is December 25th, Christmas Day. The 12th day of Christmas is January 6th, 12 days from Christmas Day, and it's often called, in the North Carolina mountains, it's called Old Christmas, also at the down east in North Carolina. So there's so many stories, there's so many traditions. I don't know it all. I know enough to just feel my heart moved by coming back around to this time of year, something which, because of my family history, because I'm born into a family that celebrated in a certain way, there's certain things that ring the bell for me. I think all of it is nostalgia, not meaning nostalgia in a bad way, but we care about and remember things that had meaning for us. I think we're especially tuned into things that were special and precious to us when we were very small. And so there are some things that we all celebrate together, and there are other things which is like, this is my thing, that's their thing, that's your thing. And I am grateful to be in a world full of celebration, and I think it's really very moving that in this time of year, it's the end of the calendar year for my cohort of European people, counting from where it's the year 2021. This is the time of year where the year is ending on December 31st and New Year's starting on January 1st. That's how we count it. I spent 3 years in Thailand, where the New Year starts in April. I believe it's around April 13th, and there's a solar association in my husband's family, which is Taiwanese. It's a lunar calendar, and so the Lunar New Year moves around between January 15th and February 15th. So there's so many ways to do it, but going back to ancient times, people look at the moon, look at the stars, look at the sun, and mark time, and look back and look ahead. So we're in that time of year, and the amazing thing to me about this time of year is where it's dark. I mean, the light changes, and it's dark earlier in the evening, and it stays dark later in the morning until December 21st. And this is a time of year where so many cultural groups have a celebration that centers around light. And so I'm thinking of my friends who are South Asian, from India and Pakistan and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and countries in the Indian subcontinent. And they have the festival of Diwali. Please correct my pronunciation, but it's a festival of lights. And my friends who are Jewish celebrate Hanukkah, which is it's not their biggest holiday. It happens to be happening in December, but it's a festival of lights. It's a story of when there wasn't enough oil to keep the lamps lit at the temple, and then a miracle there was. So we're going to light we're going to light candles, and we're going to celebrate the light. There's my tradition, which is Christmas tradition. There's a star in the sky that you follow, and that is a source of light. So I don't think it's an accident that all these ancient people were looking up and thinking about the darkness and thinking about, what does it mean? Is it bad? No, it's not bad. There's nothing bad about darkness. It's one of the things. But how do we make light to get through those long nights? So I'm part of my celebrating this season is I've been doing cooking classes, and I did one on the 21st of November on Christmas pudding, and I did one on the 28th of November, which was last Sunday, on fruitcake. And I did one today on Christmas cookies, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And I'm doing one tomorrow on Yule log, or bûche de Noël, which is a jelly roll. It's a jelly roll filled with cream, iced with chocolate, and it's a cake that is designed to look like a log on the floor of the forest. So it's a hoot and it's fun. And I love to cook and bake, so celebrating my holidays in the kitchen and with baking is something that has been precious to me forever. And so since I'm going live every day for Vlogmas, and the idea is that you up your game of being online, of being connected with media. And so I'm going live every day on my Facebook page, and that's where you are right now. And I want to show you my cookies that I made for this class. So here they are. And there are three, so for the people who took the class, they got 3 cookie recipes. So there's sugar cookies, and so here's a Christmas tree shaped cookie with a star made out of dried mango in honor of my friend Betty Ann Carino, who is a brilliant food writer and historian and fantastic cook, and she's the mango queen. She loves mango, so I used a mango for the star, and I used a pecan for the base of the tree. So that's a sugar cookie. So I made sugar cookies, cut them out. This cookie cutter, speaking of nostalgia, is from my childhood. This is, my mother didn't love to cook. I love to cook, but she was like, it was one of those things that was part of her job description. So she was happy to let me step in and start playing around in the kitchen, and I'm grateful for that. But one of the things that we did have were cookie cutters, and we made some cookies. And so this little star is from my childhood kitchen, and I'm a baby boomer, so I love that one so much. Oddly enough, when I was teaching the class, I only made 1 star cookie. So I definitely have to make more, but don't worry, I had plenty left over. In teaching the class, I made up the dough, I made a few cookies, and I've got plenty left. So I'm going to be, the hard part is done. So the next week or so, I'll be just baking the cookies using the doughs that I already made. So sugar cookies with icing, that's one. That's got colored sugar on it, chopped up candy canes. I wanted to do this. I always do this on my holiday cookies, and I didn't have any candy canes. And I went to my basic grocery store, and they didn't have any candy canes. But then I went to my second, my other grocery store that is near me, and they had them. So good, yippee. All right, let's move over. Let's change cameras so I can see you and you can see me. Hey. So here's the tray that I'm trying to think which. Of course, I don't want to pour these cookies onto the surface of my laptop, but here they are. So the sugar cookies I was just showing you, the second kind are called white mice, and these are the lumpkins in the middle. See how it's brown on the bottom. They're a lot like Mexican wedding cookies, which I don't think are Mexican, and I don't think they're wedding cookies. Greek wedding cookies, I think they are Greek, but I don't think they're associated with weddings. There's a butter cookie with nuts inside and not too sweet, rolled in confectioner's sugar outside, that is popular and beloved all over the world. I don't think it's any one place. These are a variation on that, but they're rolled in granulated sugar. And I found the recipe for, they're called white mice, and I found a recipe for them when I was a kid, like 10, just enjoying baking. And I copied it on the back of an envelope that I found 25 years later, where I'd written it out in my round pencil. I wasn't good at cursive yet. And I don't know why they're called white mice. There are no mice involved, but it's a cookie. And they rolled them in granulated sugar. And I said, well, it's Christmas. I'm going to use green and red sugar. So I had to learn how to make colored sugar. And so now I have the white mice cookies are red and green, rolled in sugar, nutty inside. Okay, I'll try one. Not super sweet. Lots of pecans or walnuts. Delicious. Keeps well. Yummy. So cookie 1 is the sugar cookies with icing. Cookie 2 is the white mice, which are actually green or red. Cookie 3 is an icebox cookie. This particular one, and it's all these cookies are butter and sugar and flour and sometimes an egg and sometimes vanilla. And these are filled with candied cherries, green cherries, red cherries, and walnuts. So I did toasted walnuts for these cookies. Don't they look like stained glass windows? They're so pretty. I've got to get an overhead camera, don't I? But aren't they pretty? So you make them in a log and slice them off. So you mix up the dough, which takes 5 minutes. It's very simple. And then you shape it into a log and keep the log in the freezer. And when you want cookies, you take the log out, slice, 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 heat the oven to 350, 10 minutes, you have beautiful cookies. So that's a very fun one. So I did those 3 cookies. It's the butter cookie, it's the sugar cookie with their icing, and then the white mice, and then these are a shortbread. This is a shortbread cookie, a sablé, lots of butter, not super sweet. I like them very thickly sliced. And I like to put in candied cherries and pecans or walnuts, but you could, if you don't like candied fruit, put in, chop up apricots. How about dried cherries? Figs, and there's dried blueberries. There's all kinds of delicious dried fruit that you can use, and you could use pistachios and dates. Yummy. So just put the fruit in, and then when you slice it, you get a cross section. It's very pretty. So those 3 cookies I did in my class, and it took a while, but we got it done. And I just decided that I would go live and talk to you before I unwrap everything. And besides, I have a class tomorrow. I'm doing Bush to Noel tomorrow, so I got to get started on that. These are 2 days in a row, but I've got some events and some travel in the second part of December, so I wanted to go ahead and get them done. So let's see. I want to just show you. Let's see. Let me make sure I've showed you everything. So this is goodbye. This is the cookie plate, and we're going to be sharing those and making some more. And this is these are the these are the sugar cookies that we didn't even get iced, because in a class you don't do it all. I just want to show enough that people can understand how to proceed themselves. So I have a Christmas tree cutter. I have round biscuit cutters. I've got my special super duper star, and that's about it. I'm not really big on the particular shapes, but I've got colored sugar to sprinkle on them. I've got colored icing to put on them. I've got white icing, which is another kind of color, and I've got and of course I've got my candy cane supply. So I'm all set. It's going to be fun. And I've got my poinsettia out because ho, 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 holidays. Got that. So much goodness at the grocery store. And let's see what else I've got. Okay, so last thing, I'm going to let you go. Unboxing! So nothing says Vlogmas like unboxing. This is a box that came earlier this week, and I was just busy, and I didn't get it done. So this is from Pastry Chef Central in Boca Raton, Florida. And that means the mouth of the mouse. Since I made white mice cookies, that's what I'm going to say. Okay, and it is a lovely pastry shop. And I told you that my first class that I did on November 21st was Christmas pudding. And I got so excited about Christmas puddings that I looked online. And I have 3 beautiful pudding molds that are metal. But they're older. I got them at thrift stores, and so the inside should be tinned. It should have a smooth tin filling, lining. It should have a tin lining, and some of them are kind of old. And I thought, I need a new one. And I looked online, and I ordered this, and I just want you to help me decide if I made a good decision. Is it lovely? Okay, so I'm opening up here, and I'm opening up here. And here's Pastry Chef Online, and they said steamed pudding molds, large, and here we go. Yes. So now, the bad part that I don't like is it's full of packing peanuts. I wish they wouldn't do that. Ooh. However, here it is. Let's see what it looks like. And look out, explosion of peanuts. Here is my mold. It looks like it might be wonderful. Let me move this box out of the way. And, oh, isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Deborah, are you here? My dear friend Deborah. Oh, comments. Does anybody love comments? I see some hearts. Please say hello. I can see the comments, and if you tell me that you're here, I will say hello to you. I'm Nancy. Who are you? So if you can hear my voice, say hello in the comments. I know my friend Deborah shares my pudding passion. And of course, feel free to just send me a heart, send me a thumbs up, send me a how you doing. Doesn't matter. But if you're able to leave a comment, I will read it out loud. So this says, Metallurgica Bakeware products, cake molds. And indeed, it is a cake mold. Indeed, a Christmas pudding is a cake. It is a cake that traditionally was a very thick batter full of dried fruits and nuts. And it was super thick, you made a batter and it stayed together, and you put this giant lump down on a bed of cheesecloth or muslin, and then you pulled the cloth up around it to make a cannonball, basically, to make a big round, and tied it together with string so that you had a giant lump with fabric at the top, hung on a string, and you suspended it from the side of a pot so that it was lowered down into boiling water in a great big pot. So imagine if you have a pasta pot, you would have a blob of dried fruit, nuts, spirits, flour, egg, sugar, spices, molasses, wrapped in muslin so it's shaped, it keeps a round shape, and you boil it for 3 hours, 4 hours, or 5 hours until it is solid and set, and it is a boiled cake. It is a boiled pudding. That's what Mrs. Cratchit serves at the Cratchit family Christmas dinner in A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, featuring Ebenezer Scrooge, who proves that people can change. Often they don't want to, but it's possible. Change is possible. I am aggressively optimistic. Okay, so then along came the Victorians, and they said, why don't we make a mold or a basin? And so puddings went from being big dough blobs wrapped in muslin to make a sort of cannonball shape that got boiled, to being that same heavy batter but put into a pudding mold, which is metal, which has a watertight top, or put into a basin, which is a ceramic, I have one out, which is a ceramic bowl that usually has a lip at the top, and the pudding is packed in, it's buttered, smooth on the top, and then parchment paper is placed over it, wrapped tight with string, and it is steamed. So it's steamed in water about halfway up the side. And that's what this is. This is a pudding mold. A basin is a ceramic, and you need to put a top on it. This doesn't need a top, it has a top. So let's just see what it looks like when we get in there. So I am putting my scissors to the base here, and let's see what we got. Okay, here we go. No comments yet. Tell me hello. Tell me you're here. Hello, hello, hello. Am I on? Let's see. Where are my people? Comments on, but I don't see the comments. Say hello. Okay, but I see that I got 7 hearts, and I'll take it. I like hearts. And I'm sending my heart to you. Okay. So I am pulling this out, and here is the lid. So this is Metallurgica Bakeware Production SA since 1896. Impressive. And it doesn't say where, but it has instructions in Spanish, Italian, French, English, another language, German, and something else that looks Germanic, maybe Dutch. I don't know. The important part is here. So it has a lid, and you could attach some string so that you could pull it in and out without trying to get your mitts around this. It's got the beautiful base, and let's hold it up and wait. Wow, it doesn't have, now the ones that I have hooks. They have a thing that comes up to the top and you fasten it on. Excuse me. Okay, I'm leaning in. Y'all, I can't get the lid off. Well, this is not not boding well. It's nice, but I can't get a grip. So it's not like, oh. All right. I don't want to keep it if this is hopeless. Am I missing something? There's not a hook. Nothing is holding it shut. Let's see if I can twist it. I can twist it. I'm twisting it. I'm turning it. But why can't I release it? And y'all, I already sent one back. I may have to send 2 back. There must be a way to do this, but I am not finding it. Formas palabalos. Usage instructions on the inside. Well, if I can't get inside, that doesn't help me very much, does it? So, I'm back to my beautiful intermediate. It's smaller, and it's tired on the outside, but inside, it's shiny and good. So, I'll be using my oldie, and see how it's got a grabber on the side, which we put on here, press down, voila. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. Maybe I'm just, okay, that's it. It's going back. Well, unboxing is simply seeing what's in the box. And I'm sad to say that this is going back. And I'm disappointed. But I'm not broken because I've got other ways to go. I've got basins. And I talked today in my class about, you know what, let's not focus so much on I have to have the perfect cheesecake pan before I can make a cheesecake. Cheesecake, it's really nice to have a pan that you can undo. But there's so many things about cooking which those of us who are teaching you and talking about it and we're experts kind of make it seem like, well, first you have to get this perfect ingredient to put in this perfect vessel to use on the perfect stove. And, you know, people have just been cooking over fires and, you know, in the sun and making do with what they had for a long, long time. So I'm switching in 2021, switching to thinking about where do I want to go and what are all the ways to get there? Because when I'm giving you a recipe, I'm giving you a map. I'm saying, I've been to this place and here's how to get there from here, the way that worked for me the last time I went. But it doesn't mean that that's the only way to get there. It doesn't even mean that it's going to work for you, because what if the bridge washed out? So when we're sharing recipes and talking about food, I like to always keep top of mind, tell me the stories. I want to learn about it. I want to learn more about it. Not interested in somebody who says, we did it first, or they did it best. This is never true. It's like, what's the best music? What's the best work of art? What's the best food? What's the best cookie? Well, it might be on this plate, but it might not. It might be on your cookie plate. And I don't care if it's the best or not, but I would love for you to tell me about it. So tell me about your favorite cookie in the comments. And I will see you tomorrow. So Vlogmas, I'm going live every day. This is my Facebook page. I also go live on my Instagram. My Insta is Nancie Mac Pics. NancieMacPix. Nancie Mac Pics. So I'll see you there later tonight. And I keep trying to do it during the daytime, but it just hasn't worked out yet. I have a cooking class tomorrow, so it won't happen during the daytime tomorrow. But I'll probably go live at the same time frame tomorrow. And then after that, once we're at December 6th and we're counting down to the holiday, I plan very much, once I've got these classes done, I plan to make a schedule and let you know what you can look for. And I'm going to read a Christmas memory on as one of my lives. And I'm going to read from a Christmas carol and just share as many things that mean a lot to me as I can. So let me know how your holiday season is going. If you are celebrating Hanukkah, this is night. Yep, the calendar's gone. So Hanukkah began last Sunday, and that was the 28th. 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that there are 8 nights. So this is either the last night or the next to the last night. Somebody enlighten me. I am sending you love. If you're celebrating, I'm sending you love and light and a sense of miracles all around us. Let's all expect miracles, right? Why not? Okay. I'll see you tomorrow on my Vlogmas Day 5. And thank you for joining me. It's really an honor and a pleasure. Bye now. Finish, finish, finish.